Hey everyone. Welcome to this week's episode. I know I'm playing with my pen because it's so fun and it makes me happy. So you might see it from time to time. Oh my God, my chair won't get straight. Malfunction. Okay, so this week's episode, I wanted to talk about intuitive healing. The other thing that I do that people might have questions about. Let's talk about intuitive healing. So, intuitive healing involves that you don't need training to be an intuitive healer. An intuitive healer uses all the tools and knowledge that they have under their belt. So, with me, it's massage therapy that I've been doing for 21 years, Reiki that I've been doing for 7 to 10 years. Also, it's energy healing. It's working with the energy. It's working and asking the body what it needs, what it wants at that time. So let me further explain. So it doesn't work the same for every intuitive healer, like how they do it. But let me explain to you that intuitive healing is not about me doing the healing for you. Okay, so that's never how healing works, never how energy works. It is that I'm assisting your body in reminding it that it knows how to heal itself. So it knows how to heal itself, and I'm just facilitating and assisting in having it remind it of the codes that it knows how to do, of certain things, like of energy where it needs to move if it no longer serves us, if it needs to move out of the body. Let me tell you how I work, and that could be completely different for somebody else, and it's all totally fine. With intuitive healing, it is all about the intention for the client having the best outcome for what they need to know and where they're going with the whole session of what they need. Either it's an emotional release, a physical release, whatever that may be. Okay, before I start an intuitive healing session, I'll always quiet down maybe 15 minutes before a session. I'll sit quietly, either in a meditative space or just no music playing. Sometimes I'll listen to soft music playing, but I'll get into that headspace and think about specifically the client and the session that they need and what's to come. Okay. When the client comes to me, I usually tell them, don't tell me anything that you need done, because I don't want to be influenced by my own ego of, okay, they're telling me that their right shoulder hurts, and now I've just got to concentrate on that right shoulder. That's not how intuitive healing works. Intuitive healing goes into the space where you are harboring and having the most triggers, the most energy stagnant stuck in your body. So it could totally be coming from your left hip, and it's affecting this right shoulder and causing pain there. Because I believe in the fact of Dolores Cannon and all of her work that she has done and coming up with QHHT, that you should not feel pain in your body anywhere at any point in time. This body is here to serve you. And sometimes the pain or what comes about or disease or things like that are just to remind us that we're out of line, out of sync with whatever we're supposed to be doing. Either energetically, physically, in our careers, in our love lives, whatever it is. So I work with 3 angelic beings. They're right below. They're telling me, I'm asking them, I'm like, where are you in line of vibrationally? Like, they're above archangels, but they're below the creator, and they're as high vibrationally as you can get before getting to God, to reach humankind, to help facilitate and help promote and give this healing to my clients. So I usually ask for them to come forward and help me if somebody hasn't stepped forward already. This is still prior to working with the client, having them come into the room, is I'll already prepare of who is going to help me specifically to this client for their healing today. And I actually had a very powerful healing session that I did share on my socials that Angel Metronon wanted to come through. And I didn't even know who that was. I had to search and look who that was. And Metronon is the highest angelic being between humankind and God. And he wanted to come forward and help this young woman in her healing process. And it was a powerful session. And when it's powerful, what happens is the client comes in. I've done my meditative space. I'm ready to work with who wants to come forward and work with me. I clear my energy. I ground my energy. I prepare the space and cleansing it and making sure it's safe for the client. Ask for divine healing, divine protection while we work. So the client comes in. We'll have a small chat. Sometimes they automatically tell me what they're here for and what they want help with. Totally fine. I don't mind. But the reason why I was explaining is sometimes I don't like to know, so that way I'm not being influenced by my ego and going right for that. But I do keep it in mind and have the intention of the healing to help that, because that's their most immediate pain or most immediate problem that they're having. So I'll quiet down. I get the client lying down. They're fully clothed. Sometimes they have a blanket or a pillow, whatever makes them feel comfortable. I have no judgments whatsoever. And I use all my tools in the toolbox. So meaning the Reiki healing, I'll use codes that way. I sometimes physically touch. A lot of times what I do is let the angelic beings guide where I need to be. I'll do a quick assessment over the body of scanning of what's the strongest energy that was popping out to me, of what felt stuck or what felt the most activity, where it should all feel very balanced, very clear. And when I say when I felt something, I physically feel on my palm and my fingertips, like tingling, vibrating, like a lot of heat or sensation. And you'll feel it as I scan the body with two hands. I can feel it on one hand more than the other. And that will tell me there's an imbalance here. And then when you go back, after doing a full assessment of the body, you go back and you can go over those two areas again and ask, where should I work first? And one will tingle more than the other. And that's where you need to start. I don't need to do that anymore and ask, because I've been doing this for so long that it just automatically, I just go and let it all be divinely guided. And I have had wonderful sessions where people have definitely felt the relief, definitely felt immediately changed from having sessions with me with the intuitive healing. I think sometimes we forget that we have so much power within ourselves that we are able to heal our own bodies. And I'm just here facilitating that, helping you realize how amazing you are. What else with intuitive healing? So sometimes with intuitive healing, I will also get spirit will come forward and want to talk. A lot of times with trauma and things that are held emotionally in the body, that it will sometimes be around loss of a loved one or trauma that they've had, and spirit will guide me and give me a message for that client. Usually it's a small message and it's not for me to know. So sometimes the client wants to talk about it and tell me the full story. Fine, totally up to you. But I actually prefer that you keep it to yourself, because it's not meant for me. Unless if you need to speak it out to like get that energy out by just verbally like dumping it, I'm totally fine with whatever you need to do. Sometimes clients will move, they'll wiggle and move their energy and get something out that they feel like is stuck while I'm working. This is all beautiful because it's big energy and it's moving beautifully through your body, through your system. I wish I could physically see. I can physically see auras, so I know how to read auras, but I have to tap into it and ask for it to see your aura and get like what aura colors and things like that. So I've been asking lately from my guides to get an idea of where your pain is in the body and coming to me in colors. So I haven't received it that way just yet, but I do ask the client if they see colors, and usually they do. That's probably most of what they feel. And then the other two things that they'll feel is like warmth, heat, and tingling from my hands of where I'm working, where I might not even be touching them and they're feeling that because that's the intense energy coming through. And the other thing they feel is emotions. And a lot of times the emotion is a release in crying. And I know crying is hard because crying is something us as humans, like we feel like we're weak, right? If we cry, we're just weak and we've given up, we've failed, or that is not the emotion when it comes to intuitive healing. It's not the emotion anyways. Crying is an energetic release that you need at that time. I had a big cry yesterday, so I get it. Like I go through it too. We all need to have that purge of releasing energy that no longer serves us. And sometimes it comes out in crying. I'm sorry, as I was recording, I thought I heard something come through my speakers. I don't know if that was heard on the video, so I'm going to have to see if that came out in the editing. Crying is a beautiful release. It doesn't feel like that in the time. And I even had trouble when I was crying yesterday of trying to hold back the tears. And sometimes you just have to let them go and accept and know that it is for that release to move forward and to step higher into your vibration, into where you're supposed to be, and understand that was just a movement of energy to set you on your right path. Is this super distracting having this, or do you guys like it? I think it's so fun. I don't know. It just brings me joy. So I'm just dancing around with it in the screen. It's really just a pen and I'm just playing with it and being silly. My poor podcasters aren't even going to see this. It's the YouTube people that will see it. Get a close up of it. Okay. All right. Enough playing with the pen. Okay. So as I end an intuitive healing session, a lot of times I will use Reiki symbols to seal in the healing energy, and always, not 1 out of 10, it's 10 out of 10. Every healing session, I always get from the angelic beings or whoever I was working with that day that the healing codes and what I lock in stays with you for days, weeks, months. The last one with Metronon, it actually said years that it's going to stay with her. So I have no doubt that the energy is going in waves and doing what it needs to. And what happens is the person, if they're still experiencing things that just haven't moved out yet, that is because it's the life lesson that they just need to sit with and reflect and move through themselves, where I can only facilitate so far. And then it's really you that has to do the work to sit quietly and meditate and get an idea of what is happening in my body. Why am I feeling this anxiety? Why am I feeling this or that? And your body will answer. It's just you have to make the time for yourself to give yourself that self-care and that self-love. I think that's pretty much it with an intuitive healing session. Really, I haven't had, like I said, one-on-one training. I've been told by my guides, and I've asked, should I go to a shaman retreat and learn from the shamans? And I was told that I've been a shaman before, and they said, you know exactly what you're doing. You don't need any training. You are good. You have all the tools that you need to help these people and help them heal. So I'm so grateful that I get to do that, and I get to help people and help them on their healing journey. I'm just so grateful that I get to do that. So thank you for joining me for my episode today. Let me know what you think of little Mr. Boppy here. I don't even know what I should call it. I called it a mister. Seems like it should be a miss, but I'm going masculine with it. It's fine. Mr. Boppy. And yeah, I'm hoping that you learned a lot. And I'm so grateful that you came and joined me today. As always, I want to send you love and light. If you are enjoying this video, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow along. I appreciate each and every one of you.